Hello everyone, my name is Tsetzuko. I'm MOBA Division Director for Grievance Gaming, but that's not really relevant right now because I am not playing a MOBA game. What I have here is a game called Armello. This is an early access build, but it's very, very well done, well polished. Let's see, someone just informed me about some audio here. I'm going to turn down the music just a little bit. And so this is Armello. It's an early access build, but it's really well done, pretty complete, I think. And this is basically a digital board game, is what it is, and it has a lot of interesting elements and things to it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hop into a single-player game and just kind of show off how the game plays and everything. So let's go ahead and we'll jump in here, single player. So you initially get to choose a character, and this whole game has like a Redwall theme to it, which if you don't know what Redwall is, it's a series of, I guess they would be kid or teen books by Brian Jacques, and they're all about animals, anthropomorphic animals who are knights and wield swords and all that kind of stuff. So, in the beginning here, we get to choose between one of these four characters. We've got Sana the bear, Amber the rabbit, Mercurio the rat, and Thane the wolf. And so each one of these characters has a special perk. You can see those change here. And they also have different stats down here. So, we've got a couple different stats. We've got fight, which basically determines how strong you are in battle. We've got health, so this is your HP, and when you run out of health, you die. We have wits, which determines how cunning you are, and the more wits you have, the greater your hand size. And then we have spirit, which determines your magic. So the more spirit you have, the more magic points you have. And then down here we have an affinity. Each clan has an affinity for either day or night. So you can see that Sana has an affinity for day, whereas Thane has an affinity for night. And then each character has a starting gold amount and a starting hand size. So throughout the game you can buff your wits, for example. So if you get up to 5 wits, then your hand size increases with your wits. So this just tells you your starting hand size, not your hand size for the entire game. So I've played a game already as Sana, and I've played one as Thane, so I'm going to play one as Mercurio and one as Amber. So if anybody wants to pitch at me which one of those two they'd like me to play, I'm fine with trying out either one. So Amber has the Tomb Raider ability. She has a higher chance of finding rewards when exploring, and Mercurio has the Scoundrel skill. He gets to steal 1 gold from the owner of a settlement when you claim it. So I'll wait just a couple seconds to see if anybody wants to pick one of those two for me to play, and if not, then I'll flip a coin or something. Okay. Squig says the rat. So we're going with Mercurio the Grinning Blade. So our spirit sucks, but we got good fight, good health, good wits. Alright, so on the next page you get to choose a ring and an amulet. And you can unlock more rings and more amulets as you play. Rings are unlocked on a per character basis. So for example, if I want to unlock the Obsidian Ring, I have to complete 2 games with the Rat Clan hero. So once I finish 2 games, I don't have to win, I just have to complete them. Then I'll unlock the Obsidian Ring, and then so on and so forth. 5 games, 10 games. These amulets, however, these are on a account basis. So for example here, this one was unlocked by winning a prestige victory, which I've done already, twice actually, in the 2 games I played. Won both times, prestige. 1 solo, 1 multiplayer. So this is unlocked for all the characters once I unlock it. So to unlock this, these are all based on victory conditions. So like the watch, I can unlock that when I complete one game with a Kingslayer victory. So these are basically just bonus abilities you get to choose from. Obviously, we only have one ring, so we're going to go with the black opal here, which will we gain stealth in settlements day and night. And then we can choose one of these. We can either choose to gain one fight, one body, one wits, or one spirit, or we can pick up this one, which I unlocked, which starts the game with 2 prestige. If you're familiar with board games, prestige is essentially victory points. So I think what we're going to do, just for the heck of it, is we're going to pick up feel to gain 1 spirit since our spirit was low. So, and we'll go ahead and jump in here. I may have to turn off the tutorials because they may be left on. Alright, so this is the start of the game, and essentially what we're looking at now is the board. So, what this is our initial quest. So this game has quests, and this one's called No Place Like Home. It says, first stop on your quest for the throne, the Black Marsh. You're to meet an informant loyal to the Rat Clan. So that is your first quest that we're going to have. And here's our character. I'm just going to make sure that I have tutorials turned off. There we go, because I know how to play the game. Okay, so we got several things going on. I'm going to go over the interface just real quick here. So up here we've got our character and our AP. These are our action points. So different actions require a different amount of action points. Essentially, these are used for moving around the board. They aren't really used for anything else. So you can see we've got a sort of hex board set up here. So we can move 1 hex, and that takes 1 action point. So the more action points you have, the farther you can move. Here, this is our health. We've got 4 health right now, and if we take damage, one of these will empty. It's kind of like Zelda. We're tracking our stats down here, our fight, body, spirit, and our wits. In the middle here, this is sort of like our notification panel. We can pop this up, status feed, and this will tell us everything that's been going on, who casts what on who, that kind of stuff. And then here in the middle we can take a look at our buffs that we have, and then there's also in-game chat for multiplayer, and you can emote at people. So I can tell the bear, I can taunt the bear if I want. Over here on the right side we've got our gold, magic, prestige, and our rot. So I'll explain those as we get to them and as we use them. This is the end turn button, which ends our turn. Over here we've got 2 menus we can pop out. We've got a character shelf. So this gives detailed stats of all the characters that are playing the game. So we can switch over and we can look at the rabbit, the bear, the wolf, and finally we can look at the king, who is a lion. And then below that we have our inventory shelf, which we'll go over when we can use this stuff. And we can, once again, we can look at this stuff for all the other heroes as well. And then this is just a thing to report bugs, and then we have our options up here. So the thing that I skipped over were our cards. So we have different cards here that do different things. So we have a couple different types. Basically, if you look in the bottom right corner here, there's a lightning bolt. That means that this is like an action card or a spell that you can play, and that's really all you can do with it, is play it as a spell. Alternatively, if you look at the card here that has a kind of like a bag or a pack icon in the bottom right, this means that this item is equipable. And so for the cost listed on the card, we can equip the item in our inventory, and it will give us the perks mentioned. So for this trusty shield, we could pay 2 gold, and then every time we're in a battle, we automatically get 1 shield, which is a defense. We also have a war hammer, and for 3 gold, we can equip this, and in battle, we lose 1 fight automatically, but we gain 2 swords. So some bonuses there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my inventory shelf, and then to equip a card, it has to say it's equipable. Have the icon down here. All you have to do is drag it over. So I'm going to equip the shield for now, and then you just hold it till that little sparkly circle pops up. Let it go, and so now we have the trusty shield equipped. So that is our equipable items. And let's take a look at what else we got. We got the Wild Weed, which will give us +2 health, which we don't need. And you can see here that it costs 1 gold. It has a range of 1, meaning that I can only play it on the same tile that I'm on. Or 2 adjacent tiles, sorry. And then if we look at Spy Network, we can gain Scout and Peril Vision until the end of your turn. All this stuff I promise I'll cover as we do it. And then we have Regeneration, and you can see here that this cost 3 magic. So we don't even have enough magic to cast that at this point. So it's kind of useless to us. But you can see that it has a Spirit range 3 and a Peril range of 3, which we'll talk about later. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. There are several different types of terrain in the game. So let's take a look here. This is like a really foggy overview of the map. I can zoom in a little bit and you can see. We'll talk about the terrain as we encounter it. So our first piece of terrain here is this is a plains, and it does nothing. It has no bad effects, it has no good effects. So we'll click to move here. That takes 1 AP. And now we have a couple of options. So we can go to another plains tile. We have a forest tile, which forest tiles will cloak you at night. And we have a settlement, which settlements, once you capture them by walking over them, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk here. You can see that our flag pops up. We own this settlement now. And we will gain 1 gold per day for each settlement that we have captured. And then we're going to move back over into this tile for now. So that takes up all of our AP. That's our action points for this turn. We hit end turn, and then this is going to follow through on the PC characters. The AI characters, I guess. And you can see that everything updates down here in the status area. Now you can see that it changed to dusk. That's because this game has a day cycle and a night cycle. So you'll see here that it switches to night. And at night, different things happen depending on your race. Okay, so our hand size is 5, so anytime you have less cards than your hand size, you get to draw a card. And we have 3 options. We could choose to draw an item, a spell, or a trickery card. So items can be anything from like the Wild Weed that gives us health back, or a new equipable item. Spells can be any of these kind of spells that we had here. And trickery cards are cards that you can play onto the map, and when someone walks over them, they have to confront the trickery before they interact with the map tile. And they generally are cards that will harm your opponents. So I'm not too worried about spells because we don't have a lot of magic to use them anyway. So I think I'm going to try for another item and see if maybe we can get something to help us out. So we got an oak spear, which is pretty cool. So this says, in battle when defending, you gain +2 swords, and we can equip that for 2 gold. So that helps us out if somebody attacks us, so I'm going to add that here. Alright, and just to show you an example here, so you can see that at dusk, we get all of our magic back. So when the cycle changes from dawn over to night, we get all of our magic. And then when it changes from night to dawn, we get +2 gold. So that's our bonus. If we look at the, let's see. Yeah, these guys are all the same, so nothing new there. Alright, so this is our quest. We're trying to get to our quest. So we're going to go through the forest, and we're going to go to our quest. So our quest is on a swamp tile, and swamp tiles automatically make you lose 1 health. So we're going to walk onto this tile. We're going to lose 1 health, as you see up here, and then we encounter our quest. And this has like a really interesting kind of RPG element to it. So it says, no place like home. You make your way through the swamp and into a small clearing, the meeting spot. But you sense something is wrong. Just then, a marmot emerges from the brush, dagger in hand. And so you have a couple of options here. You can test a skill, so the higher your skill, the better rewards you'll get from that quest. Or you can do one of the non-skill based options. So we can kill the fool, surrender, or we can try to run away. I'm going to go with kill the fool. Alright, so now we get to see our rewards. So what we got was 1 gold, 1 prestige, and a card. And we got a equipment card. So go here. And then this is going to give us our next quest, Secrets of Old. It says, a vision takes you during your travels. You see a circle of standing stones, many days journey afield. Something is calling you to them. Okay. So we got this heavy flail. It says, in battle, when attacking, gain 2 swords. And we have 3 gold. So I think I'm going to spend that 3 gold and equip that. So now we are broke. Alright, we've got 1 AP left, so we got a couple of options here. We can capture another settlement. We can go into the swamp, which would be stupid. We got a couple of plains. We can go into the forest, which is good because we'll be stealth. And we also have a dungeon here. This tile is called a dungeon tile. And when you go to a dungeon tile, you have the chance of acquiring different types of items, allies, things like that. For now, I'm going to go to the settlement so we can get some more gold income by capturing the settlement. And we're going to end our turn. Now it's going to go back to the PC characters, or the AI characters. So she was stealth. So when she's stealth, because she was in a forest, you can't actually see what that character is doing. Like the bear, I can't go look at the bear because the bear is stealth. Once she moves out of the forest, then we can look at her actions. So this is a way for you, if you're playing in a multiplayer match, to kind of hide what you're doing from other people, and it also lets you hide from enemies. Okay, so we cycle back to day. The wolf is the prestige leader, meaning he has the most victory points. So at the beginning of each day, the king offers 2 decrees, and the prestige leader gets to choose one of the decrees to go into effect. So he just chose that one, which took away 1 magic from everyone. And if you didn't have magic to pay, then generally it would penalize you somehow. So it's back to our turn. We've got 1 card we can draw. We don't really need any more items because we're full up on items, so I think I'm going to get a trickery card. Okay. So, like, everything we have costs gold, except for our regeneration. So, okay, so what we want to do is we want to progress towards our next quest and head that way. But first, I'm going to talk about the victory conditions for the game and what's going on with the king here. So, there's a mechanic in the game called Rot. And Rot basically represents the evil in the world of Armello. And what is happening in the game is the king is being consumed by Rot. And he's going to die, and we are all fighting to try to take the throne when he dies. So there are a couple of ways. There's 4 ways that you can win the game. So let's see if I can find the victory conditions in here. Here we go. So you can do the Kingslayer victory, in which you enter the palace and kill the king in battle. So you have to fight the king, you can't die, you have to win, so if you like both kill each other, it doesn't count. There's a Spirit Stone victory, where you can enter the palace with 4 Spirit Stones, which are items you can collect by doing quests, exploring dungeons, things like that. And you go into the palace, and you are able to cleanse the king of rot, and essentially save the king, and then you win the game. There's the Rot victory, where you enter the palace and face the king in battle with rot higher than his own, and kill him, and you have to survive. So it's a step above the Kingslayer victory, because you essentially have to be more evil than the king and win in battle against him. And then the final one, and in my opinion the easiest one, is the Prestige victory, where you have to have the most prestige when the king dies. Because anyone who has rot, any amount of rot, will take 1 damage at the start of each day. And you can see that the king has rot, so we're on turn 2, so he's lost 2 health. And every turn he'll lose another point of health, and when he finally dies, the person with the most prestige wins. So there is sort of like a built-in timer to the game. I think it's probably a little bit too short right now to make the other victory conditions obtainable. All my games so far have ended with the king dying. So those are the 4 ways you can win. And winning each way is what unlocks you those other perks that I showed you at the beginning of the game. A couple of other things as far as the castle goes. There are King's Guards, and the King's Guards are neutral, and they'll go out and they'll try to kill Banes, and they'll try to kill traitor players and things like that, which we'll get into later. To get into the castle, you have to be at an adjacent tile and step into one of these 4 tiles. And each tile presents you with a peril, which a peril is essentially, if you look at these spots here where there's the flag with the skull on it, these are also perils. And what perils do is you have to perform a check based on one of your stats. And if you pass, then nothing happens. You pass the peril. If you fail, there's usually a really bad penalty. And these 4 perils that surround the palace are really, really hard. In addition to that, when you step into the palace, it uses all of your action points, no matter how many you have left. So essentially, you get into the palace, that's the end of your turn. The next turn, you can do whatever you want to the king, whether that's attack him, cure him, etc. Alright, so let's continue on. And we're going to progress towards our next quest over here, because questing is a good way to get victory points or prestige and items and things like that. So I think what we're going to do is we're not going to go into the swamp, so we're going to go into the forest. And I think I'm going to hop up to the dungeon here, and you'll see that this coin kind of spins, and we found nothing in the dungeon. Out of everything we could have gotten, we found nothing. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to progress into this forest and encounter whatever this peril is. So I'll walk in here. This is a King's Peril. So basically what we have to do is we have to get these 3 dice. And I'm going to explain this mechanic in a minute. Okay, so we have to get a sword, shield, and a sun when we roll these dice. So if we don't, then we lose 1 action point and 2 health, which is going to hurt us pretty bad. Alright, so to roll the dice, you just drag them out, let go, dice are going to roll. We got the sword, we got the sun, we didn't get the shield. So we failed the peril. We lost. We didn't have any action points to lose, but we did lose 2 health. So that is terrible. Terrible, terrible. So let's see. We have our regeneration skill here, but we don't have enough magic to use it. We don't have. We could use our wild weed. Let's do that. We've got enough gold, so we'll To use cards on heroes on the map or tiles, you just drag them out and wait for that little sparkle to pop up again. And we play that, costs us 1 gold, gives us 2 health back. Okay, so we'll go ahead and end our turn there. So she's drawing cards because she didn't have a full hand. She takes 1 damage from the rot, and now she's getting into a fight with the bear. And she killed the bear. So when your character dies, you get moved back to your base. See how she went back to her original starting point? So you come back to life with all your health, and then you basically set out anew from that position. So he takes 1 damage from the swamp. He's fighting a Bane. So Bane are evil neutral creatures that spawn from dungeons, and they mutually killed each other. So he died, but he also killed a Bane. Now, something to note about that is that if you kill a Bane, you get 1 prestige, 1 victory point. If you die for any reason, you lose a victory point. So what just happened to the wolf is he killed a Bane and got a victory point, but then he also died and lost a victory point, which means that he basically gained nothing. If you kill a Kingsguard, which, like I said, they're generally neutral, you just lose a victory point flat out. If you die while killing the Kingsguard, you lose another victory point. So if you fight a Kingsguard, kill him, and you die too, you lose 2 prestige, 2 victory points. Well, let's see. We got our magic back. Let's pick up another spell. Okay, we got Mirror Image. In battle, enemies have -2 fight until the end of your next turn. Okay, so we've got a Bane right here. So let's talk about Rot real quick. Let's go in here. So Banes have Rot, and basically in battle, creatures with a higher Rot level than your own will gain your Rot as bonus dice. So that's really the core thing to know as far as combat goes when it comes to Banes. So this Bane, you can see over here in the right side, he has 4 health, 4 fight, and 5 Rot, which is more Rot than we have, so he'll gain bonus dice equal to our Rot. Our current Rot is 0, which means that he'll gain 0 bonus dice. Now, we're going to hop in, because combat in this is like pretty chaotic, so it's going to be hard for me to explain it to you while we're doing it. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk to you about the dice. So there are 6 faces on the dice that you roll. There's the Wild Tree, which if you roll the Wild Tree, it explodes and grants an attack and a bonus die. The Sun counts as an attack if you roll it during the day. The Moon counts as an attack if you roll it during night. The Sword always counts as an attack. The Shield always counts as a defense. And the Worm, which represents Rot, counts as a miss. Now, if you accumulate 5 points of Rot, you become corrupted. And when you're corrupted, a couple of things happen. But as far as the dice go, instead of wild dice, these here, exploding and giving you the attack and bonus die, worms explode instead. So your wild trees will count as misses, and your worms will count as exploding dice. In addition to that, Banes, these guys here, will no longer attack you if you're corrupted. So you're safe from them if you become corrupted. So, that's the dice. Our quest is here, and this is also I believe it's called a stone circle. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Let me just double check and make sure that's what it's called. Yeah, this is a stone circle. So when you move into a stone circle, you regain 1 health. So we're going to get our 1 health back here in addition to encountering our quest. So we'll move here, get the 1 health back, and now we've got our Secrets of Old. It says, guided by an unseen force, you finally approach the standing stones. Standing alone in the center, you spy what seems to be an old badger dressed in rags. Still, silent, serene. So we could test fights, we could test wits, and we could test prestige. Our greatest stat is our wit here at 5, so I'm going to test that. We're going to sneak behind the badger unseen. So we got +1 gold and +1 prestige. So we're going to be at 2 prestige now. Okay, and then it shows us our next one, the Scorn of Rats. The clan's relations with the local settlement of Woodmire are suffering of late. Go there, investigate, and ensure they fly our flags. Now, we don't have to go after the quest, but it's a good idea to go after the quests because, like I said, they're a good way to acquire prestige and items and things like that. Now, this tile here, this is a mountain tile, and the thing that's special about mountain tiles is that they cost 2 AP to move onto. And I'm going to move on to this just to show you an example. I got 2 AP left. When I move onto the mountains, all my AP is gone. Okay, so let's take a look here. We've got the Hidden Trap, which we could play to forest or mountains, which makes someone lose 1 health and 1 action points. So, if we have someone in a forest or mountain, we could play it on them, but because it's nighttime, anybody in a forest is going to be stealth, so we don't actually know which forest they're going to be in, so it'd be a waste to use that. We've got Spy Network. We can gain Scout and Peril Vision to the end of our next turn, but that costs a lot of gold. We can scout hex and adjacent hexes until the end of our next turn with Rangers. I think we're good. I think I'm just going to go ahead and end the turn there. I kind of want to get rid of some of these cards just because they're not all that useful to us. And we could draw more on the next turn, but we'll go ahead and just end the turn. So you can see that Amber, the rabbit, played Wandering Circus on the bear, which stole 2 cards from her hand. So this is a really good status feed. You can look at everything that's going on. You can hover over all the different cards that were played and things like that. And when you're playing in multiplayer, there is a time limit for when you're moving around on the map. But there's no time limit for you to like read your quests and things like that. Okay, so the rabbit's a prestige leader, so she's going to choose the declaration. So she chose Beast of Bane, so 3 Banes are going to appear during the night. 3 of these ugly monsters. So the last thing I really have to cover is combat, and it's burning cards in combat. So if you've noticed on these cards, they all have a symbol up here in the top right corner. And essentially what you can do is when you're in combat, you can drag these cards into a burn area. And if you do that, it will guarantee that you get a die with that face on it. So I'll show you guys that when we get into a battle. But that is the explanation for it when I do it. Okay, so we've got 3 action points. So we're just going to head straight over to our quest. As you approach the town's gates, the city guards cross their spears before you. Try as you may, they refuse you access to the local village lore. So we could test our spirit, our prestige, or drop a few coins. Let's try testing our spirit. It's only a 3, but I kind of don't want to give up my gold. see what happens. Okay, we get 1 gold and 1 prestige. The Thief and the Rat. An enterprising rat clan thief makes her home in these mountains. She could be an asset to your quest for the throne, or a nuisance that must be removed from your path. Okay, and that's going to end our turn. Let's see, we could play something on someone. Let's see, we got the wolf here in the forest. Bears on the plains, the rabbits in the settlement. Let's go ahead and, just to show you, if we play Hidden Trap onto the wolf, he takes 1 damage and loses an action point. And let's go ahead and end our turn. And that rabbit is hating on that bear so hard. So if you defeat an enemy character in combat, you steal a prestige from them. So that's how the rabbit's been getting so much prestige, because she keeps going after the bear, and she keeps beating the bear and stealing the bear's prestige. Okay, so he went into the dungeon and he had to face a Bane, which he managed to kill, but it killed him too, so that essentially puts him back at nothing. He lost a prestige and gained a prestige. So every turn, the king gains another point of rot, which makes it harder and harder for you to get the rot victory, because you have to have more rot than he does. These 3 Banes are the ones that are spawning due to the proclamation, or the declaration, that was chosen by the prestige leader. Alright, we're trying to head to these mountains. I don't want to pass through 2 swamps, so I think I'm going to go 1 swamp, go to the plains, go to the dungeon, and we got an item. We got a royal shield. In battle, suns and moons that miss count as shields. Not bad, not bad. Alright, end our turn. So for anybody who's just tuning in, I am playing Armello, which is basically a digital board game that you can play multiplayer up to 4 players right now. I'm in an early access build, but if you can't tell, it's really, really well done right now. I've played... This is just a single-player game, so I'm playing against the computer, but I have played a multiplayer game as well, and it's pretty fun so far. I'm sure there's some nuances with the strategies and some balance issues that still have to be worked out as the game continues through its early access phase. But it's really, really fun, really, really well done. The quality, the production value is amazing. So, what just happened? Did he steal? Okay, they stole an equipped item, so I'm going to go ahead and put our shield on. You can play cards and equip cards and things even when it's not your turn. Now the wolf went onto the forest tile that I was going to pass through to get to the mountains. So I could choose to fight him, or I can choose to go through the swamp. And I think I'm going to try to fight him so I can show you guys how to burn cards. So remember, like I said, when you're at the start, you have a time limit, and you can drag cards to guarantee dice with the corresponding faces. So what we're going to want is we're going to want swords to deal attack damage. We're going to want wilds because they count as an attack and give us a bonus die. We're going to want sun cards because they count as attack dice as well. And we're going to want shields to defend against whatever attacks he does. Now, he has a much stronger fight than we do. He's at fight 6, and we're at fight 4. So we might want to cast a spell or something before we fight him. So we can use Mirror Image. So in battle, enemies have -2 fight until the end of your next turn. So we're going to cast that, which means he'll have 4 fight instead of 6 fight. And so we've also got our equipped items here. So suns and moons that miss count as shields. In battle, when attacking, we'll gain +2 swords. We're not going to be defending, so the oak spear won't help us. Alright, so let's do this. We're just going to... how's it going, William? We're going to click on his tile, and that's going to put us in combat, and then I'm going to burn some cards to get us some guaranteed dice here. So we automatically got our 2 swords there. I'm going to burn this card to get us a wild. And then I'm going to burn this card because it should count as a defense because of our shield. So we've got 4 attack, 1 defense. He's got 1 attack, 2 defense. So his 1 attack is going to negate our 1 defense. And our 4 attack is going to negate his 2 defense. That's not counting the 2 dice that I still have to roll. So right now we're going to hit him for 2 damage, and he's going to hit us for no damage. Plus whatever these dice are. So let's roll these, see what we get. We got a sun, which is an attack, and we got a wild, which is an attack, and a bonus die, which is going to give us an extra defense. So I believe we killed him. Yeah, we overkilled him by 1. So he dies, goes back to his base. We gain 1 prestige for defeating him. And we got a moonstone. Which, like I said, or spirit stone. Which is one of the ways you can win victory, as I mentioned before, is get 4 spirit stones, enter the palace, and cure the king. Alright, then we have 2 AP left, and it's going to take 2 AP to climb on the mountains. So we're going to climb up on the mountains to our quest. So the moment you cross into the thief's territory, you feel an unnatural gust of cold wind sweep past you. You check your belongings and realize your gold is missing. Looking around the rocky landscape, you realize you truly are at the mercy of a master thief. So we can test prestige, wits, or spirit. We're going to test wits, because that's our highest stat. And so we lost a gold, but we gained a prestige. I'm okay with that. Alright, the settlers of the Arkdale Woods are keen on creating their own autonomous kingdom and have no love for the king. See if you can convince them to help the Rat Clan take the throne. So that's our next quest. Ah, the wolf's right here. I wonder if he's going to come back for revenge. Man, the rabbit is just going after that bear so bad. Poor bear. With her 1 health. Why would you do that? Oh well. They're clearing the monsters, so I don't have to deal with them. I guess that's good. Alright, here comes the wolf. Is he gonna... It's gonna cost 2... He is gonna attack me. Okay. So I'm defending, so I get 2 attack, 1 defense. Let's see. I don't really care about these cards, so I'm gonna burn them. Get some more attack, and hope that he doesn't destroy me. Give me some defense. Okay, so I blocked his attack with my defense, but I didn't manage to kill him. But because he didn't win, he had to retreat. Alright, nighttime comes around. King gets more rot. We gain our magic back. Oh, something I forgot to mention is the Banes only activate at night, and the King's Guards only activate during the day. and they will fight each other. Alright, so we get to draw 5 cards. Let's go one of each. Let's grab... grab another trickery and another spell. Okay, so we got Hot Rot Wine, which will give us -1 health but +1 action point. Got Feral, which will give us +2 fight and -1 wit till the end of our next turn. Tangle Vine, play to Forest, Plain, Swamp, -1 health and -1 action points. Target loses 1 prestige per settlement claimed for Slanderous Toads. And Witch Hunters, which is -4 magic and can be played to Forest, Settlement, or Stone Circle. I kind of want to attack the wolf again, see if I can kill him. If I can kill him, I'll get a prestige for it. That's pretty greedy. I don't know if I should. I think instead, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to the Stone Circle so I can get my 1 health point back. And I'm going to go hide in the forest. Ooh, this is surrounded by swamp, which is not great, but okay. Can we play any of these on anyone? -4 magic. I think I'd rather play that. Well, everyone gets their magic back at night, so that wouldn't be a bad one to play. Everybody is stealthy though, so just go ahead and end the turn. Daytime again. King's gonna lose 1 health. She's still in the lead. All Banes gain +1 rot, +2 fight, and +2 body. That's not good, that's terrible. Wow. That Kingsguard got destroyed. Alright, so it's our turn. We're trying to get way over there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to hit the swamp, take a point of damage, we're going to pop up to the dungeon, and find nothing. What a waste. And go back into the forest. Alright, let's see. So -4 magic has to be played on Forest, Settlement, or Stone Circle. She's at 5 magic. She's at 4 magic. And she's in the lead, so I think I'm going to try to hurt the rabbit here and get rid of her magic. And let's see. We've got Slanderous Toads. Oh, it cost 1 prestige. Target loses 1 prestige per settlement claimed. How many settlements does the rabbit have? She has 1. Just 1? Yeah, it looks like just 1, so that would just keep us even. She'd lose 1, I'd lose 1, so I'm not going to play that. Forest, Plains, or Swamp for 2 magic, lose 1 health and 1 action point. I think I'm going to play that on her as well. Yeah, let's play Tangle Vine. Oh, she's out of range. Spells have a limited range, so usually they're based on how many spirit points you have, which I have 3. I could use it on the wolf, he's in range, but he's not on the right terrain type, so I can't use it, so I will end my turn. She's going to attack the Bane. Bane is going to murder her. She's going to lose her prestige for that. Oh, no, she stays even because she beat it. So she loses 1, gains 1. Sana's drawing cards, going to the dungeon, and she found a spirit stone. Now she's encountering a peril, and she failed, so she lost 1 health. Wolf takes 1 rot damage, and thankfully doesn't attack me. Okay, he goes to the dungeon, he gets +3 magic. Switch over to nighttime, so everybody gets their magic back. Bane's going to kill the bear? Yes, the bear dies. And the bear is corrupted. We get another Bane spawned at the dungeon, and it's our turn again. Get to draw 1 card. I'm going to go with the spell because we have our magic back. +1 rot, -1 health. Played to a settlement or a swamp. Okay, I like that. We're going to go in the forest. I think there's a peril here, but I want to try to take over her settlement, so I think I'm going to risk it. Okay, gain 1 rot if we don't match these, which I have... Wait, here we go. I've got hot rot wine, plague. Now I just have to roll a shield. Please give me a shield. Give me a shield. Suns count as shields? No. Dang it. Okay, so I lost a health and I gained 1 rot. So at the beginning of every day, I'm going to take 1 damage from the rot. And there's nothing I can do about it right now. I don't have any spells or items. We're going to go here, get our next quest. Deep in the Arkdale Woods, you find a massive commune filled with creatures of all shapes and sizes working together for the betterment of their society. Noble, yes, but not helpful in your quest to take the throne. You need to turn this to your advantage. Well, we could test fight, prestige, or do nothing. Let's slay the leaders of the settlement and assume control. Alright, +1 gold, +1 prestige. Lost in the Fangbrook. The king's personal groundskeeper is about to find himself lost in the swamps of Fangbrook. A vile, terrible place to be without a guide. Make sure you're there to provide a good first impression. Alright. Oh, we found an ally. Okay, awesome. Well, maybe not awesome. So, this is an ally card. I'm probably going to play it for a couple of reasons. 1, to show you guys how allies work. And 2, because I have 1 rot. Maybe I don't want to play him. I kind of don't want to play him. So basically, this is your party section. And if you have an ally, you can drag the ally over, and he'll join your party. This says, in battle, gain 1 magic for each wound you inflict. So for each damage I do, I'll gain back magic. But in order to equip this ally, see here, I have to gain 2 rot. And if you remember, if you go up against something that has more rot than you, so let's say that I fight this Bane, which as you can see right now has 4 attack and 5 rot. Since I have rot now, if it has higher rot than me, it will gain a bonus die equal to my rot. So right now, I only have 1 rot, so it would get 1 bonus die. If I had this warlock, I would have 3 rot. It's still higher than me, so it would get 3 bonus die when it fights me. Which, you know, I don't have high magic anyway, so I'm not concerned about recovering magic. So there's no real reason for me to equip this guy, because it's really just going to hurt me for a bonus that I don't really care too much about. So I'll probably just burn him for a rot card or something at some point. So that's all I've got. I'm going to end my turn. See what the rabbit does. She's probably going to go take that settlement back. Yep. And she's going to attack me. To attack. So let's see, I can burn the... Let's go ahead and burn some of these. Okay, so I've got 4 attacks, she's got 3 attack, 5 attack. Oh man. So she's gonna kill me. She's flat out going to kill me, I think. I'm probably gonna kill her too, though. Yeah, I don't. She's gonna die. I'm also gonna die. Okay, so we both die, which means our prestige doesn't change. Nobody gains anything, but nobody loses anything either. And you'll see on the next turn, I'll have spawned back at my base. Alright, daytime. King loses a health. Now I'm the prestige leader. You can see that I gained 2 gold, that's my daily income, and I lost 1 health. That's because of my rot. So, healthcare. I have graciously decided to heal all wounds for a mere 5 gold, death to those who can't pay, or darkness strikes the land and every hero gains 1 point in rot. So this is a good time to pop over to the character shelf and check out money. So I've got 11 gold, 14, 14, 14, so everyone has more money than me, but that's because my character spends a lot of money on his cards. So, I'm going to do healthcare, I think, because I believe I am low on health. Nope, I'm not. I'm not low on health because I just died, which means I got all my health back. So let's check out rot. I've got 1, 5, 3. I think I'm going to do the rot. I don't want to let everybody else heal themselves. Alright, so the King's Guards are going to activate now. Which, that guy died. Good job. Oh, one thing that Banes will do is they will go into settlements and unclaim them. So, when you walk into a settlement, you claim it as yours. And Banes will go to settlements and unclaim it. The King's Guards will go to settlement and nothing changes, but the Banes will unclaim. Okay, back to us. Let's get another spell. I can't cast that because it costs too much mana, so let's try another one. Let's pick up another item. Nice. Okay, so we got a couple of cool things. Lightning Strike I can't use because it costs too much magic. But it's a really awesome spell. -3 health and ends target's turn. I got Bark Skin, 2 magic. I get +2 body, so +2 health until the end of your next turn, which is great. And then I have Wild Sap, which will refill my health for 2 gold. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Bark Skin myself. So that's going to give me 5 out of 6 health, which is awesome. And our quest is way over here in this swamp, but I'm going to take a sort of roundabout method. I believe I own that, so let's go up here, let's go to the dungeon. Give me a different ally. Alright, cool, we found an explorer. So find more gold and magic when you explore. So that is something I can definitely use. So I'm going to drag him over. It's going to cost 2 gold to equip him. And now he's part of my party. So we added this mouse with the eyeglass. Or spyglass, rather. Alright, cool. Let's end our turn. Rabbit killed the wolf. Took back the town, found another spirit stone. Wow, that bear murdered that thing. Holy crap. Oh, the bear is barely alive. Oh, she found a new ally. Wolf drew some cards. I don't know why he did that. That was a waste of an action point. Nighttime comes around, so we're going to get our magic back. And I'm going to get attacked by this Bane. So let's see. I'm going to burn this card just to get rid of it. Let's see, we got... I don't want to get rid of that. I'll get rid of Lightning Strike, because I can't use that anyway. Oh man, this is not good. I'm totally gonna die. 3 defense, so I'm gonna do no damage, and 5 attack. Maybe I won't die if I roll some defense. I hope I roll defense and not attack. Okay, 1 defense, 2 defense. Okay, it didn't kill me. I did retreat into the forest. Hopefully this Bane won't attack me here. Okay, cool. So, we live with 2 health. Need 3 more cards. Let's get another spell. Let's pick up another... Let's pick up a Trickery. Okay, play to forest, mountains, plains, -1 action point, and -2 health. And let's go for... Let's do another spell. Gain evade until the end of your next turn. I don't know if I need that yet. I am about to walk into 2 swamps, which will kill me, so I'm going to go ahead and use the wild sap. Actually, wait. I'll wait. I'll take this 1 point of swamp damage. Move into the middle. Then I'll use wild sap because it refills all my health. So that'll put me to full, and then I'll take the 1 point of damage here and end with 5 health. So it says, the Mire Fangbrook has claimed numerous lives and is primed to collect another just as you step in. Surrounded by a trio of massive, rot-infested spiders, the king's personal groundskeeper is moments from death. So we can test Spirit, which I don't think we want to do, test Fight, or we could leave him to his fate. I kind of want to leave him to his fate. Let's try that. Let's try one of the ones where we don't test a skill. +3 gold. +3 gold, +1 prestige, but we got +1 rot. That sucks. Alright, that's the end of our turn. Looks like the only danger we have to worry about is if the wolf comes over and tries to attack us. Which I think we're just gonna risk it. Yeah, let's risk it. So once again, for anybody who's just tuning in, I am playing Armello, which is a digital board game currently in early access, but it's a really, really well put together build. I feel like it's worth the money that I paid right now. It's available on Steam for $25. You can play it solo, which is what I'm doing right now, or you can also play multiplayer with up to 4 players. Just in its current state, I think it's a really great game. and due to the fact that it's early access, I only see it getting better from here on out. So if you're interested in it, definitely go pick it up and let me know. I'd love to stream a multiplayer game with some other people in channel and just chat about how we're screwing each other over and stuff. Okay, so I'm the prestige leader again, so choose the declaration. Everyone must sacrifice one follower to the gallows, or the king marches to war. The king has ordered his king's guard to attack heroes on sight. Well, do I want to get rid of my follower? Let's see. So the rabbit would have to get rid of hers, and I would have to get rid of mine. Or the king's guard will just jack up everybody. You know what? Man, I don't care about my follower, I guess. I don't want to fight the king's guard. I think that's a lot worse, so we will get rid of the followers. Poor guys. Oh, they tied each other. Alright, got a couple of spells. Let's pick up another item. Brazenberry Ale. +1 fight and -1 wits until the end of your next turn. It seems like I've got a good set of cards here to fight people with. +2 fight. Enemies get -2 fight. +1 fight. So, let's see. Where was our new quest? Over on the other side of the map? Somewhere? Did we run out of quests? I think maybe we ran out of quests. So, let's go steal this settlement from the wolf. We could go somewhere where there's some Banes to attack, and maybe try to kill some Banes for some extra prestige. So I think I'm going to head around the mountain this way, and end my turn. Oh, I forgot that my character steals 1 gold when he captures a settlement. Alright, she got 2 gold. She's going to attack the Bane, and they came out at a tie. Oh man. So he just played Poison Gift on me, which means that I'll lose 1 health for each AP that I spend until the next turn. So any AP I spend during this nighttime phase is going to cost me health as well. Alright, she died to a Bane, so she loses another prestige. Got a new Bane up at the dungeon. Come on, King's Guard, you could do it. No, you can't. Never mind. You're terrible. Okay, so like I said, each action point that I use is going to cost me a health. I don't really have any way to heal. I'm not really in a rush to get anywhere. So I think I'm just going to... end my turn. I've got this Mercenaries I can play. -1 action point and -2 health to anyone on forest, mountains, or plains. So let's see. The bear has 3 health, so I can't kill the bear. And the wolf, I believe, was... Where's the wolf at? Right here? Maybe? Let's see if I can find out how much health the wolf has. He has 2 health, so if I can play this card right, I could kill him. Was he right here? Does anyone remember? Yeah, this game looks absolutely awesome, JoJo. JoJo Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm just waiting a second to see if anybody remembers. Is this where the wolf was? Was he next to this Bane? Oh, no. Never mind. He's right here. He's in a settlement. I can't play it on a settlement. Let's see. Defense, defense, defense. Let's see, the wolf can move 1, 2, 3, and attack me. I'd have to move 2 spaces for the wolf not to attack me. I'm just gonna risk it. I'm gonna end my turn and risk it. We're getting close. I think this is the last turn. I think the king... Oh, we have one more turn after this one. So... the king will die in 2 turns. Whoever has the most prestige will win, unless someone does some other kind of victory. Like I said, though, right now it's really hard to get the other victories accomplished before the king dies, so I don't know if that's something they'll change, but I think right now you need a little bit more time in the game, some more turns. Man, he stole the card I was going to use on him. Wow! Wow! That Bane just did 11 damage to him. That is crazy. And he's corrupted now. Alright, I'm still the prestige leader by quite a lot. New equipment for the King's Guard. All King's Guard get +2 body and +2 fight, or players discard all cards in their hand. So I can give the King's Guard a buff, which means I'll probably clear some Banes and stuff like that, or I could make everyone discard all their cards, which I don't really have a lot of cards I care about right now. I wouldn't mind drawing new ones, so I think I'm going to do that. Get rid of all their cards. Mutual death. Wow. Another mutual death. Alright, so back to us. Let's see, let's get ourselves an item. We got a trusty shield. We got a banish card. Trickery, play to forest or mountains, -1 health, -1 action point. We get another one. Same thing. Do I get an item or a spell? Item or a spell? Let's get a spell. Okay, another Tangle Vine. So we got the rabbit over here. She's on a dungeon. Forest or mountains. Forest, plains, or swamp. So nothing we could do about her. The wolf is in his base. Nothing we could do about him. And the bear is on the plains. So we could play Tanglevine, but we're not in range to play it. I'd give her -1 health, -1 action points. She has 4 health, so we couldn't kill her. We wouldn't get a prestige, so not gonna bother with it. I think what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take the wolf settlement again and go hide in the forest. Alright, let's do that. So after this turn, no matter what, whoever has the most prestige is going to win, which is probably going to be me unless something terrible happens. drawing cards. She killed a Bane, so she got a prestige out of that. To the dungeon. She gets another prestige. Oh no, that's the prestige she got from killing the Bane. So she found nothing. Going into the woods. He's definitely going to come down and take that settlement back, I believe. Maybe he'll try to fight me. Yes. Okay, so he tried to fight me. So I'm going to dump all my cards into this. Okay, so we got shield. Lots of attack, not a lot of defense. Probably shouldn't have done that. Oh, he's gonna kill me. I killed him, and he killed me by a lot. I should have left some dice for defense. I didn't even think about it. Okay, let me check the prestige rankings now. I got 5, 4, 1, 0. So the rabbit... Oh, the rabbit could pass me. The rabbit could pass me if I don't get... Let's see. Spell. Spell. Ooh, lightning strike. Item. I don't care about that. Let's get another spell. Get another item. Okay. So, I think... There's no Bane for us to encounter, so I can't get a victory point that way. The most I can hope for is probably just going over to this dungeon. I'm going to play some spells here, because this is the last turn, so I'm going to play... Let's see, let's play Mirror Image, so enemies will have -2 fight until the end of your next turn, in case we encounter an enemy. And we'll play Feral, so we'll get +2 fight, -1 wit. Got a Sailor's Lantern and Throwing Axe, which we'll just save. Alright, let's go to the dungeon, see if we can get a prestige out of this. And of course we find nothing. Alright, well now it's just up to what the rabbit does, basically. What's she gonna do? Alright. -1 rot, +1 health. Counters a peril. Gets back some magic. Goes into the forest. Goes into the plains. Okay. I think I'm good. Okay, she cast on the rabbit. She killed the Bane, but also died. So no prestige gain there. And now the wolf. There's no way he's getting 5 or 6 prestige on this turn, so... Yeah, he literally just walked. Alright, so... King dies. I'm the prestige leader with 5 points. So I won the game with a prestige victory. So something pretty cool is you can go in here to the card gallery, and every time you encounter a new card, you get to add it to your gallery. So for example, this is a new card that I found, the Warhammer. And these are all based on ones that your character actually plays, not just ones that you see in the game. And you see the art on these is just awesome, and they're all animated to some degree. Which is pretty cool. So while I go through these, once again, this was Armello. It's a digital board game available on Steam, currently in early alpha. It costs $25, and it's pretty good in my opinion. It plays up to 4 players multiplayer, but you can also play solo, like I just did. And I would definitely love to see some people pick it up on Steam, and maybe we can stream an actual 4-player multiplayer game sometime. in the future. And I'm Tsetzuko, and that is pretty much it for this stream. So thanks to everybody that tuned in. And I'll see you on some future streams where hopefully I'll have some more interesting indie games to show off. Alright. Well, like I said, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys later.